I don't. But how did you get into code? Like, how did you get into coding?
Yeah, I think I was always just like interested in computers, like ever since I was a kid. And I remember like in grade school, my friend James was like uh, he was like he taught himself like Python, and he was just like really motivated. I don't know what he's up to now, but he was really motivated in coding. And I remember seeing that and thinking like, oh, that's a cool field. And we started learning like basic like block coding. You ever do that stuff?
No, what is block coding?
It's just like for children. It'll have like an if loop, and you'll just like put like if the cow moves right, then like add, I don't know, this is a bad example.
Add
if like you wanted to make a loop of like a cow walking around a field,
okay.
and you would just put like move one right, move one right, move one right, move down one, move down. You know what I'm saying?
No. I mean, like, I'm so code like I don't get computers at the end of the day. I want to learn, my friend, because I'm looking at like numbers, a different number system, and like to figure out the prime numbers, because
Okay.
like there's a pattern, but no one knows what the pattern is.
Oh.
And I think if you change the number system to like a 12 base, you'd be able to figure out the pattern easier. I don't know. So he sent me this code because he works on this shit, and you know how you could change like the bases, like in code, like there's hexadecimal and like different, there's the 2 base binary or whatever. So he made a 12 base converter, and like I opened it up to use it, and I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
I need to like call him and be like, can you talk me through this? I don't know what to do with this.
Yeah.
It's just black and just white numbers. I'm like, I don't know. It makes no sense. Okay. Can you like explain code to me, kind of? So what is like the base? Like if we're at the bottom of the bottom, where are we starting?
Yeah, I explained that cow example pretty poorly.
No, it doesn't, some things don't go through here.
It's just like a basic, at the end of the day, it's a set of instructions.
Okay.
So I want to get this
For the
cow.
computer?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to get this cow from here to here.
Okay.
I'm going to say move right 1.
Yeah.
And it's going to move right 1.
Okay.
And then you keep doing that. And I can put it in a loop, and then it'll do it by itself, and then it'll do it.
Okay.
So for like, I coded something last semester. It was you input your favorite movies, and it'll give you back a list of books that are also movies.
Whoa. Okay.
And so what I did was, so there are basic instructions. I had like, okay, I want to put an input statement here. I want to say, what is your favorite movie? And then the user will get that instruction. And so the user will put in like, oh, like Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah.
And then it'll go into my code, and then it does a bunch of stuff in the background, and then it'll come back out. So it's at the end of the day, it's a list of instructions, and you can make it do anything.
And that goes back to that brain thing, because now it said it can learn. Like it can. Does it already do that though? Because it kind of really sounds like it learns. Because this new thing was saying, I didn't really read into it that much, but it can, like our brain, it has, like you were saying before, you learn 30 math before you can get into 40,
right.
And it remembers and it builds off that. So now it could have a memory, and from that memory build more.
Yeah.
So is that kind of how it works? Like, or do you have to be that memory to put it in?
So I mean, the stuff that I was doing, it's just like very basic programming. I think I don't know, actually, it's like object based or something.
Okay.
Is like the upper level stuff where like AI learns itself. I don't know how that works.
That's scary.
Yeah.
They're gonna be so smart soon. Do you watch Marvel?
No, I haven't. I haven't watched any of them.
It reminds me of Ultron, which is the robot, like Iron Man's computer system, like AI that knows everything, and then it takes form. It's like, you puny humans, you know nothing.
Yeah.
And then just tries to wipe them out because they're like bacteria or whatever. I don't know, virus.
Okay.
Yeah. But what's up with the ones and zeros? Like, do you understand that?
Yeah. So computers like have to, like, you can't just say to a computer, like, my favorite movie is Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah.
Computers work in ones and zeros. I don't know.
That's their language?
Why. Yeah.
Okay.
Binary.
Yeah.
And so, like, in order to translate, like, there's a whole, it's called ASCII, And so like one, I don't know what the specific is, but like 10010 is like A. And so when I type on the keyboard A, it like goes into the computer and then it'll convert it to 10010 and then it'll print out A.
Oh, fuck. Yeah. Damn, that kind of reminds me of like Morse code.
Yeah.
As a sort. Yeah, I don't know Morse code, but yeah, that would be cool if you did. It's just a different language. Yeah. It's okay, that makes sense. And that's why you see all those computers. Yeah, that's the future though. Everyone needs to know computer stuff. They should really be teaching that at a young age. Yeah. That and music. They should teach music at a young age also.
Did you do music when you were a kid?
I did music, yeah, but not. I wish I did more. Like I could play the trumpet for a little bit, and then I played the drums, and then that was about it.
I've always wanted to play. My dad is in a band.
Oh, really?
And he's a drummer.
Play?
Drums.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, and I've always wanted to learn, but I just never did.
Yeah, just hitting drums.
Yeah.
I think that's a cool thing to pick up though.
Yeah.
What kind of band?
I mean, they do like classic rock covers and stuff, just classic dad band.
Yeah. I love that kind of music.
Yeah,
so basic. Yeah. Yeah, that is cool. Music's important though, because everything's this. Okay, well, I want to hear, before I get into that, I want to hear your thoughts on, do you think that we could be in a computer?
In a computer?
Like we're a simulation? Because it seems like that's the way we're going. Because I just saw the thing where they replicated a worm's brain down to the neurons, and then took the brain out of the computer and put it into a robot, and then it was slithering around. It was weird.
Okay.
And I'm like, if you could do that, and they replicated a mouse's brain too.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we can like genetically create humans.
Yeah,
it's just like
so if we can,
it's immoral, but
yeah, it's so immoral. Yeah. And that's the thing with, they just put the monkey, I think it was a monkey with the human, the embryo.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, it was fucked.
Okay,
because we're getting into like, is it morally ethical to play God? Like we can do it. We're cloning sheeps.
Yeah,
we've been doing that for like 20 years. Yeah. China's making super soldiers.
Right.
Like where do we stop?
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Well, so answer the simulation.
Oh yeah,
question.
sorry. I just put like two moral questions on.
So what do you think about like God?
Yeah. Thoughts.
No, yeah, simulation. I don't know. I don't think we are. I'm not very informed on that, honestly. But I don't. No, it doesn't seem like we are.
That's the thing.
It seems like everyone's always like, it's kind of a buzz phrase, like we live in a simulation.
Yeah. No,
I get
it. Just the theory is, I mean, there's a big theory behind it. There's a great video if you look up simulation theory. I used to be really into this, but Elon Musk supports it too, because the basic of it is, if one simulation is created, either for history or for a game or whatever, in that simulated world, they're going to get to a point where then they have simulations, and then it's infinite. Yeah. Once you create one, it's just the odds that you're in one instead of the base world is insane. Okay. That's the basic of it. But then you need the power for it, which is like, okay, where do you get a power from? For a simulation that powerful, it's like, oh, you need to harvest the energy of the sun, like literally build, have you heard about that, like harnessing the sun's energy, by building the thing? So it takes a lot of power, so it's like, okay, whatever, but that's the basic of it.
Okay.
But I forgot who said it, he says, I think therefore I am, which was like, okay, that makes sense. Like you think, therefore this is the only thing that can be known as real. Yeah. If you could think, then that's true. But then this worm got made. It's like, well, the worm thinks. Yeah. It thinks it's real, but it's not.
Yeah.
So that just completely blew this entire argument out of the fucking water.
Right.
Because it thinks, therefore it's not.
Yeah.
Because, I guess it is. I don't know.
Is that worm, I guess it's kind of hard to tell, but like is that worm exactly the same as the other worm? Because it has its own life, right? They're not moving like at the same...
No, I don't. This worm, I should have read into it more, but it was just they literally created it from scratch, pretty much. Like they created it down. I don't know how they did it. I'm no scientist or neurologist, but they made it so it actually thought.
Okay.
And acted on its own accord.
Okay.
So they made I don't know. It's just like the bat. I don't know if you've ever read that. It's like what it is to be a bat. Like we don't know what it is to be a bat because we're not a bat. We don't see with their blue 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 blue. Yeah. What is it? What is that called?
Night vision?
No, they're blue 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 ultrasound. You know how they bounce off the noise?
Yeah. Like blind people can do that.
Can they?
Like
the clicks.
Yeah, the clicks.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
We're advanced. But yeah, we don't know what it's like to do that, so I don't know why I was saying that.
I don't either.
Whatever. But I'm not sure if they duplicated the worm exactly, but it's just a worm, so I don't think it doesn't really, it has like a tiny brain, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I remember, did you dissect those in high school?
No, we did pigs and fish.
Oh, fish. Yeah, but I'm not sure because it like acts. It's crazy. You should look it up. There's literally a robot worm and it's just like it's like what the fuck. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if that is a thing because if you create artificial intelligence and it thinks it's real, does that make it real?
Right.
Even though we made it, but it still thinks.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think it is.
I think it is. Yeah.
Right?
It's just created inorganically.
So if you believe in God, then we're created inorganically too.
Right.
So.
Well, yeah. Sort of. Yeah.
So okay.
There we go.
There we go.
Figured
so
it
is. I'm glad we finished. We solved that moral dilemma.
It is.
It is. It is.
It is.
If it thinks,
Therefore,
it is.
Yeah.